Good morning, Year 1, and welcome to today's English lesson. So today we're actually looking at what makes a non-fiction book a non-fiction, and also a bit to do with why we're calling these non-sequential texts. But before we start that, we're going to be looking at another place, and you're going to be doing some more conjunction work. So get your whiteboards and whiteboard pens ready, and when you're ready to start, let's get going. Okay, so we're back in the great outdoors, and let's see where we're going to be looking at describing today. So, we're going to be using subordinating conjunctions. Don't worry about that term, you really don't get introduced to that till Key Stage 2. Conjunctions are used to link sentences. Yesterday we started using some new conjunctions. Can you remember what these were? So have a go at writing down the conjunctions we used yesterday. And when you're ready, grown up, start the video again. So we used until, although, unless, since, and once. For example, we played in the lake until we got cold. The term is used when the second part of the sentence, until we got cold, doesn't make sense on its own, and that's why it's a subordinate conjunction. Okay? So today, you're going to be using those conjunctions to describe this picture. It looks great fun, it's rock pooling. So, put some words at the bottom to help you, and some pictures to go with them, and have a go at writing sentences using one or more of these conjunctions. And once you've done that, we'll start the main part of today's lesson. Okay, so this is an information text page. It's quite different to the stories we looked at last week. Quickly tell your grown-ups one thing that makes it different and one thing that reminds you a little bit of a story. Okay, so the layout's very, very different. There's a lot more words on the page. Perhaps you thought one of the things that was similar, though, was the fact that there is a picture on the page. And you'll find that non-fiction texts written for your age group will have pictures just like that. So I'm going to read the text, and then we're going to talk about these things that are around the edges. So, where should you go? The great outdoors is anywhere away from home. The best places are away from towns and cities. Always away from roads and trains, places where you can hear the birds sing and maybe catch sight of wild ducks, swans or heron, and hear fish splashing in rivers and lakes. So, woods and forests. One of the best places to visit is a wood or forest. Most woods have rivers running through them. If it's hot, then you can enjoy the shade of the trees. If it's raining, the trees' leaves will keep you dry. And if it's cold, well, it always feels warmer in the woods. There's lots to do. Build a campfire, dam a river, or simply go walking, looking out for foxes and badgers, fish and birds. So, it's not telling a story here. It's providing you with information, isn't it? And there's lots of different coloured pieces of writing. There's some that's underlined. And we're going to have a go at identifying each of these. And then your task is going to be having a look at another 2 pairs of pages and pointing out where those features are as well. So we have done this before, grown-ups, and your children should know what a heading is by now. So think about the name heading. Where's your head? And point to the part of the text you think is the heading. And grown-ups, you may want to pause the video each time, because as soon as I've asked a question, I'll give you a couple of seconds and then I'm going to show you where it is. So, a heading is this part of the text. It's the title. So, next one is a subheading. A subheading is a second heading on a page. So have a look and see if you can point that out. Have a think about the colour. Well done, Year 1, it's here. Writing's actually a little bit smaller than that, although it's difficult to see. Right, now what parts of this page, this information text, are the actual information? I'll give you a clue. There's 3 paragraphs that do this. So point them out to your grown-up and grown-ups. When you're ready, start the video again. That's right, it's the sections here in the black writing that is the information. It tells you about where you should go and tells you about woods and forests. So next one is where's the picture? Which is the picture on this page? Here it is. I bet you got that one. Now the picture usually will link to the main text. In this case it links to the woods and forests section. Okay, so next thing is the page number. Where is the page number? Can you point it out? Brilliant. The page number is at the bottom. Now this is important in an information text because it will appear in the contents page. It tells you which page to turn to. And if you want to find out information about, say, for example, woods and forests, you could turn to that page and you wouldn't have to read the rest of the text. That's why it's called a non-sequential text. Okay, next one's a bit tricky. Caption. Now we have done this before. What does the caption describe? Here it is. So the caption describes the picture. And it's small, and in this case it's written in italics. So now, last one to think about is glossary words. Glossary, can you remember what a glossary is? That's right, a glossary tells you words you might not know. So can you see any words you don't recognise on this page? They may be slightly different to the main text. They may be in the main text, but they may have some extra feature. Okay, let's see what you've got. So the glossary words are cities, heron, campfire, and also badgers. So they're underlined, and that way you can see which they are. Okay, so can you see the glossary on this page? Well, glossary is where the words are explained. Is it there? No, it's not. And is there any contents page? Can you think? Remember, we've done this quite a bit in guided reading. Is there a contents page? Nope. Brilliant. Well done, year one. So your challenge now is to have a go at doing 2 pairs of pages and identifying the key features, these same features of those texts, pointing to them. You can print it out if you want, take a screenshot, however you want to do it. But the important thing is you tell your grown-up the different features you can see on a page. So here's your first page. It's got the contents this time. When you've done that one, grown-up, start the video again, and we will move on to the next page. This one's got a glossary at the end. Okay, so that's all I want you to do today. Identify as many of the features as possible, and remember they may not all be on a particular page. And once you've done that, that's the end of today's lesson. I'm sure you will do brilliantly, year one, and tomorrow we're going to be looking again at our non-fiction writing.